there are people who come to me with 120 stocks in their portfolio. With 120 stocks in your portfolio, your returns cannot be different from the index returns. And even if you get index returns from that portfolio, you're good enough. Okay. However, that means that you're investing without conviction, because it's difficult to have conviction or deep conviction in 120 stocks. So even though you may perform with the index, you will perform with the index only for a brief period of time. You will get shaken off somewhere. So to do that over a very long period of time is very difficult. Most people talk about the IRR that their portfolio has given them, but they don't talk about the period for which they have generated those IRRs. If you do a 2x2 matrix of the duration of the IRR and the IRR, the longer you go out in time, the more difficult it is to sustain a very high IRR. But people who do are exceptional.
Why does everybody say that equity will give you return which could be 3 to 4% higher than what the normal GDP growth is? I mean, why is that like the most talked about number? We have a large SIP investing community now, and that's the number which in a sense comes from every mutual fund. Mutual fund investors are also smart investors, but on an average they have 45 to 50 stocks. Why is that? Why are they not following these simple principles?
See, in response to the first part of your question, it is natural that listed corporates are typically representing the better part of the businesses in any economy, and therefore they will do better than the GDP. Corporate earnings typically grow at a faster pace as compared to GDP. Therefore, equity returns are a little higher, and while the returns are higher, those returns come with some degree of risk, and we call the excess returns of equities over, let's say, long-term government securities as the equity risk premium. Right? So that explains the first part of your question. The second part of your question is, in a mutual fund framework, right, the regulations are different, and you are investing retail money, and therefore you will have a very different context of risk management. Right? For proprietary investors or for portfolio managers or AIF managers or long short funds, the risk framework is different. So as I said, your portfolio composition will be driven by your risk appetite, your financial circumstances, and are unique to each person.